Hello guys, Garcia here. This is part 10 of our Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2 playthrough. So in the last episode, we delivered the Jade Octahedron to Jarek, and he gave us the next quest in the quest line. So now we are going to get the Brazier of Eternal Flame, I think it's called. And we need to go to the Dragon Spear Castle. There you go. Another ambush, not surprised. So you awake in the middle of the night to find your camp overrun by monsters from the nearby troll claws. Defend yourself. Okay. Luckily we have a fiery weapon here, so 466, that's crazy. 75, that's even crazier. Okay, so we always get these ambushes apparently, so nothing new. Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to complete the map that you guys gave me. I'm not trying to run away. Oh, so I need to go down here? Okay. 500. Alright, so my plan has been bearing fruit big time here. The passive build. But we need to see if it's going to hold up later in the game. I have no idea. Yeah, these trolls back a few episodes were really a pain in the ass. Right now, not so much. Okay, so now... Oh, there's more. Okay. Give me the XP. These trolls here are more in line with like the classical medieval trolls, right? The ones not related to the Lord of the Rings. Not those big trolls that... Actually, the trolls in the Lord of the Rings look more like ogres from medieval RPG games than necessarily trolls. These look way more like the trolls of like the folklore, you know? I'm trying to get the item that is down here. There you go. Alright, now I think you can go to the castle. There you go. Whoa, I have no recollection of this place whatsoever. None. Still don't. But looks pretty cool. But these are obviously like castle ruins that have been occupied, right? No way this is really like a goblin castle that doesn't exist. As far as I know, like Forgotten Realms. Okay. Alright, so let's try to not waste too much potions in this section. I am tempted to put some points in like extra health regeneration, just to avoid using my money in potions. Just to have some money, more money lying around, you know? Because the money that I have right now looks pretty high, especially when compared to the max that I had before I started enchanting and stuff. I think this is already more than I had back then. But the thing is, you have to enchant like 4 pieces of armor and like 2 rings and an amulet. So that's like 7 pieces. And remember that to enchant just these 2 here, we spent more than 100,000 gold coins. So it's a very expensive undertaking, you know. So we don't have enough, for sure. We have enough to like make some maybe +2 or +3 ones, but nothing more. But the +3 weapons have been pretty decent so far, so might be enough to take us to the end of the game, who knows. But as I said, as the longer we keep going here, the less I remember, because I just finished the game with only 2 characters back in the day, so what I usually did back in the PS2 days, I didn't have like a whole lot of games, so like I didn't have like 50, 100 games or something like that. I had like 25, 30 games, and I just played those games a lot. So I had like, let me level up first, then I'll tell you guys a few of the games I had. So let me see here. We can finish the Great Weapon Focus. There you go. We also have Death Blow. Yeah, so true weapon fighting, proof critical. Yeah, this is for ranged. So I'm going to also finish Death Blow, but I also want dodge actually. Endurance, Great Fortitude. This is the regeneration one, probably. Yes, regeneration rate is this one. I'm going to put at least a couple. Yeah, 3. So I can put one here too. So our next assignment is to finish up Death Blow, so we can get as much extra damage as possible. Our main skills are already maxed out here. What is Hero's Mental? Oh, damage resistant too. That's pretty good too. So because we get so many points now with each level, we can easily finish these two here. So we are getting +4 to armor class per piece of armor. So we are getting 16, obviously. So that's pretty good. So our armor just got a huge boost, and we got a boost to our base damage and attack because of the Great Weapon proficiency. So yeah, we are getting better and better here. The Barbarian really is like a damage machine. I really think it's probably the better class now that I've been playing a lot with it. In terms of just going into the missions and just destroying enemies. The other classes have like an asterisk next to them. So the Rogue doesn't do a whole lot of damage. The Necromancer needs mana, obviously. We don't need anything, we can just swing our weapons like wildly around and we can just do it. So I really think, so far, that probably the Barbarian is the best class, especially for someone that hasn't been playing the game yet. The first playthrough, probably the best character to have. So before I was going to level up, I was going to talk about a little bit about the games I used to play. So I finished like Final Fantasy 12 like 3 times, and I completed the entire game, meaning all of the hunts, including that ridiculous like 12-hour boss once, because no way you're going to do that boss again, right? Final Fantasy X, Baldur's Gate, which is this one, Soul Calibur, Burnout. I had Burnout's Revenge, I think, which is the second best racing game I've ever played, only behind the good old classic Top Gear. Yeah, I prefer the older ones. I don't care a whole lot about graphics and stuff. The older the game was launched, the chances are the simpler it was, especially like racing. Let me try to remember other games. Gauntlet. I played a lot of Gauntlet. Dark Legacy. Castlevania Curse of Darkness. Onimusha. Especially the third one. So yeah, there's a bunch of games that I had. I didn't like went hunting for other games. I just played a lot of those that I had, and I usually like, oh, I finished the game, so I would wait like a year, so it became like fresh again. So I would just delete the save and then play one more time, you know. It's a good way to not spend money too, because then you are just recycling your entertainment, you know. Those are the ones I remember. There's a few more, but can't think of them right now. Oh, I forgot actually the main one. The game that I played the most in the PS2 was none of those that I cited. was actually Samurai Wars and Dynasty Wars, especially Dynasty Wars 5 Empires and the traditional Samurai Wars 2. Probably the games that I played the most, that I like restarted the most. Very grindy games, but if you enjoy that type of gaming, then it's basically endless content, you know? Nowadays, these games are called, I think, Musou games, right? But both are still around, Dynasty Wars and Samurai Wars. It's like Sengoku Musou and Sangoku Musou in Japanese, I think. I think we explored everything outside. Okay. So obviously goblins are not a huge problem for us anymore. Okay, so I don't think the interior will have just goblins. At this point it would make a whole lot of sense. Oh, we have an extra quest here. I'm glad we got some extra defense though. We have been taking so much damage. Alright, so let's save first. Always save. So let's see what this good gentleman here has to say. I think he's a knight, actually.
Greetings, traveler. I am Feleth,
Oh, cleric.
cleric of Tempest. Have you come here to enter the dungeons beneath Dragonspear Castle?
I have.
Very well. Mighty Tempest, place your blessings upon these brave warriors who would do battle with the foul denizens of Dragonspear Castle. May your victories be many, and your death swift. Tempest be with you.
So, what can you tell me about Dragonspear Castle?
When the hero Darrow's dragon spear passed on, his castle was abandoned and inhabited by a succession of fell beasts and monsters. In time, a fiendish gate to the very hells was opened in the castle's bowels. Armies purged the place, but priests of Tempest erected a shrine here. And so we remain, in a perpetual siege against the hordes of monsters that work their way into the castle dungeons from the Underdark below. It is for this reason that adventurers and their kind are always welcome here. We tend the wounds of any who aid us in our fight, and allow them to keep whatever treasure they find.
Oh, that's great to know. Treasure?
Yes, there is much wealth to be had below. However, there is one item I would ask you return, should you find it.
So what is this item?
A holy symbol of Tempest. It was lost some months ago by a young cleric who entered and never returned. You would be rewarded.
Have any other adventurers come through here of late?
I believe so, yes. Some days past, a band of black armored men entered the ruins. They have not yet returned. May Tempest be with you.
Thank you. So yes, our enemies, as expected, reached this place first. So let me check what we have before we enter. A bunch of fine and grand items. We have a lot of space actually. And another, I dropped these boots a lot for some reason. Oh, I dropped the item. There you go. Okay, so I think we're ready. So let's just reduce the sound effects. Okay. So we are ready. So as I said, I don't remember a whole lot about this place at all. I did remember that it was like a traditional dungeon, just like others we had been facing before. but that's it. Bye, dude. So yeah, we still have goblins, apparently. The reason why I don't like facing goblins, even though they are easy now, is that they don't drop a whole lot of... They don't give us a whole lot of XP anymore. And I doubt they will ever drop something, some magical item to help us out, so... I'm kind of hoping this is just the first level, and eventually we are going to face some... He dropped... Oh, there you go. The problem with these gems in the game here, they drop around a lot, but... Jesus. But the problem is you can't see them some of the time, you have to listen to them. But because I have to play with the sound effects lowered, what happens is sometimes I just don't hear the gems. Alright, I have no idea which side to go to, so... Oh, good old fireball traps here. Alright, so I need to open this remotely, so let's go back and check it out. Let's see if there's a button or like a torch. Nope. Alright, so... I completely messed up the camera. Down it goes. Is this a trap? Nope. Oh. Die. So down they go. So far pretty standard. Nothing too crazy. Oh, there's the lever. So the good old hint system in this game. Somewhere something opened. Oh, thank you. Isn't that nice? Oh, a potion, great. Ah, isn't that awesome? I'm going to take so many fireballs to the face here. No. No. Yeah, I think I got everything. There's one left. There you go. Oh, Jesus. So I pulled all of them. Hopefully this was the answer, because I don't want to try to find a combination in a fireball rule. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. He soaked up a couple of fireballs. Doggos, huh? Oh, hellhounds. Wow. Okay. So these ones can be a problem. One thing I like about games based on Forgotten Realms and like Eye of the Beholder, Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights, Neverwinter, the online game, and so on and so on, is that they end up feeling familiar after a while. Ambush. So you kind of start seeing some patterns between different games made by different publishers, but because they are made in like the same universe basically, then they kind of feel in the same world, even though they are completely different games. So the best comparison I can make between all of these different games from different eras that are basically based on Forgotten Realms and are really from the same world, or different versions of the same world, or visions, that's a better way to say it. The best comparison is Warhammer 40k. It's basically the same thing, right? The universe that exists for decades. Many different publishers tried many different games in the same universe, in different timelines, with different purposes, different playing styles especially. So in the Warhammer series you got a lot of strategy games, you got a lot of FPS games, you got a lot of like adventure games. So you have the whole spectrum. Obviously Forgotten Realms games are usually RPGs, right? I'm sure there's way more, I'm just not thinking about them right now. Especially back in the day. Okay. Among the remains of some poor, hapless creature, you find a medallion. Although it is badly worn and dirtied, the symbol of Tempest can clearly be seen etched on the surface. Alright, so I got the medallion. Let's just recheck here. Okay. So just like Eye of the Beholder, finding items near the bones of somebody else. Very medieval thing to do. And great. More trap. Yeah. This one I actually saw. So that's a very devilish trick. You just put the barrels and then you put some traps in front of the barrels. So if you hit the barrels to get some items, you are also going to get a fireball to the face. So that seems like a very anti-adventure trap. I'm full. So let's just recall real quick. Alright, so I think I have a lot of potions, probably. So let's check the weapons. Fine, grand. Fine, great axe, the one I have. Another fine. Okay, nothing here. And yeah, I still have a lot of potions, and I do mean a lot.
Welcome back. Seeking arms and armor? I have
So
everything
let's empty everything here. Okay. We have 30 of the lesser variety here. That's a lot. Okay, that should be enough. This thing's so convenient. It's even faster than the town portal in Diablo. Alright, so always saving. Oh, great. So back to searching for levers. Some things never change. Their firing rate is actually pretty high. That was a lot of fire breathing here. I was trying to remember the vibe that these dungeons gave me. They felt familiar somehow. And I got it. It's not because they are familiar, it's because they kind of look like the shapes, like looking from the top-down perspective. Kind of feel like some of the dungeons you could build in Dungeon Keeper. I don't remember if the Dungeon Keeper 1 or 2, but especially these sections here, when you put like the guys to mine, you're like minions. Oh my god, that's a lot of hellhounds. Let them come. Alright, already good enough. So deep cuts here, Dungeon Keeper. That one has been like more than a decade since the last time I touched it. Whoa. Alright. The path to the lower dungeons is now open. Oh, okay. So let's see what different types of threats we're going to have to deal with it. Alright, these deactivated traps are making me really nervous. So lower dungeons. Let's see. I thought they were going to look slightly different. So yeah, I was wondering if we're going to get a side quest. We already did, which is the amulet. And also we got the traditional ambush. So this quest followed the pattern to a T. Cool. Okay. Oh jeez. That was not the plan. Bye, sir. Yeah, so still dealing with the goblinic threat here. Which makes me believe that probably this is not the last level we are going to have to deal with. Oh my god, what the hell? Oh, he casts a healing spell on his buddy here. Man, that feat dodge has been helping us so much here. I should be taking way more damage than I am here. Because remember, I haven't improved my equipment yet. But I did get more armor class because of that feat. Oh, that's very annoying. That's one of those things that are designed to annoy you. Still the best skill, sprint. I don't think I needed the prompt on that one. Where's the lever? Gotta be a lever here somewhere. Or not? Yeah, nothing. Okay. This place is huge. If there's going to be like 4 exact sections like this. Oh, there's stuff off opening by itself constantly here. Okay. It's big, but it's also kind of empty somehow. The enemy density would be higher by this point in the game, you know. The boss might be like a super big hellhound. Oh, damn. I didn't thought he was going to be able to hit me there. When I see these doors here, I always think of there's probably like a villager or someone that I need to save behind those. This has the shape of a trap room, but I don't see the fireball holes in the walls. Okay, just some good treasure. So as you can see, we have killed a lot of goblins, and our XP bar hasn't gone up that much. Oh, this is a save. I didn't even notice. I just pressed the button. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to need to do all 4. Actually, there are 5 sections, right? 4 in each corner. And this one in the middle. Okay. Vampires? Nope. Just a good old crypt. Speaking about vampires, actually an interesting phenomena in my country. So I'm Brazilian. So what happened is in the 90s, and especially in the beginning of the 2000s, the big RPG was obviously always AD&D, right? Back in those days, and then eventually they launched, meaning Wizards, launched the 3rd edition. That would later on be known as the 3.5 edition of Dungeons and Dragons. But in my country, from the end of the 90s until I would say like 2003, 2004, the most played RPG, tabletop RPG, was actually Vampire the Masquerade, and several other like storyteller titles like Werewolf the Apocalypse and stuff. It was never, D&D was never the main one for some reason. It started becoming the main one back then because there was this thing called the Open Game License that Wizards created, meaning the company, not a group of wizards. And they created the Open Game License, so as long as you had the license in your book, you could like create new rules, you could create universes and scenarios with those rules. You could basically publish anything as long as you gave them credits and you had the Open Game License and followed the guidelines and stuff. When Brazil started like picking up on that, and they created a scenario called Tormenta, which is the most famous medieval scenario ever created on Brazil, and it ended up becoming its own RPG, its own version of D&D. So it is quite similar to the D20 system, but it also has a lot of differences too. So when that game started getting popularity, that's when medieval RPGs finally surpassed the storyteller genre. But Vampire was, for like at least a decade, the most played tabletop RPG here, which is kind of weird when you think about it. You always think about RPG, the first thing that you think about usually is like something medieval. Goblins and trolls and elves and dragons, especially dragons, right? In my case, beholders, for obvious reasons. But no, back in the day, the big wig here, the most played game was indeed Vampire.
I'm carrying too much already.
And I had to recall again, wow, we are getting a whole lot of stuff here.
Welcome. If you need weapons or armor to protect you from someone else's, you come to the right.
So it's kind of an interesting thought when you think about what your expectation would be of the most played RPG and what was the actual most played RPG, you know? Tabletop. Let me sell a bunch of these. Yeah. Okay. And I understand why Vampire is so like enticing as a game, because my favorite RPG of all time is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, and meaning PC game. But my favorite RPG is Tormenta RPG, which is the Brazilian version of the D&D system, using the scenario created by a magazine called Dragão Brasil, which is kind of translates to Brazilian Dragon. So kind of a version of the Dragon magazine that you guys had, and you guys meaning the American speakers, or American speakers, the American people. I was trying to say English speakers, and ended up saying American speakers. Awesome. Yeah, but you see that online too a lot, right? In memes, speak American. So yeah. Oh, that's so cruel. Literally putting gold on the floor for us to step on. It's just that's the silliest trap possible, and most players definitely will fall for it. This is amazing, hilarious. Let's think a way to put a very like interesting and like complex trap in the game. Yes. So what we're going to do? Well, put some fireball holes in the walls and put some money in the front, in front of it. And yeah, it works. My God, it works so well. Not too fancy, but just enough to kill the mindless adventurer, which I am, I guess. So as I said, I knew there was going to be an extra section to this one. It was too easy. Cave system. It's very interesting. Oh yeah, I was talking about why Vampire is so enticing. And I think it's because it's easier to make a connection to daily human life than medieval RPGs and stuff. And yes, Driders, right? Or Driders, I don't know how to pronounce it. Which are spiders / dark elves. Very interesting enemy. Love the design of this enemy. Another enemy that was available, or not available, that was in the dungeons in the Outer Beholder game. So there goes the familiarity again. So as I was saying, I think it's mostly because most people can relate to Vampire the Masquerade Bloodline, or not Bloodlines, the game. Vampire the Masquerade, the tabletop RPG. Because the players are basically regular people that ended up being turned into vampires. So there's no like fairies, or dwarves, or dragons, or anything of that sort. There kinda is, when you think about it. The changelings and stuff, the dream world people. But it's not like a hard concept to grasp. So people that don't like medieval stuff, but do like RPGs, can relate way more to Vampire the Masquerade than they can relate to like Dungeons and Dragons. So I think that was probably the main reason. Also, remember that in the 90s there was a lot of vampire related stuff. There was like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, there was like Interview with a Vampire. The Anne Rice books were huge back then. And this guy is annoying me. He's trying to chase me and I'm trying to chase him. So there was a lot of like vampiric. The 90s were a very vampiric centric decade. So there was a lot of vampiric content. But obviously that changed with, you guessed it, Lord of the Rings. I think Harry Potter actually helped too. But Harry Potter, the thing is like a fantastical world that exists in conjunction, or exists at the same time and place as regular old society also exists. So the appeal is slightly different, but I would say Lord of the Rings is the big game changer. And also there was the Dungeons and Dragons movie, the first one. A lot of people hate that movie. I actually like it. I don't think it's great, but I think it's good. And I saw it in theaters. I barely go to the cinema. I've seen like 30 movies in the cinema all my life. I don't go a whole lot. I only go for the bigger ones. Like I went for some of the Saw movies. I went for the Hobbit movies, the Lord of the Rings movies, 3 of the Harry Potter films, and so on and so on. I like these like big epics. I don't like superhero movies all that much. Last one I watched was like the first Avengers for a thing in the university. It was like more than 10 years ago at this point. And yeah, I'm not going crazy. You've seen what my character is doing here. He is literally turning around by himself. I think that's one of the skills of this creature. It changes your orientation for some reason. So if you are attacking the creature and you are looking north, the creature turns your face to south, the side you're facing for some reason. Okay. Oh, that's so annoying. So after that long discussion about vampire and medieval RPGs and my cinematic history, we're probably reaching the boss here. And I have no idea what it is. Can be anything really. Yeah, so every time this creature attacks me, my orientation here changes. I'm guessing it's going to be like a more powerful trigger. Yeah, no, I need to kill these guys first. Yeah. 4 of these guys at the same time is just brutal. Yeah. That's the first part that has been actually difficult here. Such an annoying creature. I don't know what this creature is, to be honest. I have no idea. I actually had the monster manual back in the day, the D&D one. But I don't remember this creature. But I'm sure it's on there somewhere. Seems like some type of fungus. Oh no! My god, man. That is bad. Oh, they stopped shooting for some reason? Okaloth's Lair. Jesus. That's tough to pronounce. For me. Okay. Oh, I just thought of another reason for why the storyteller games were more popular. They were actually less expensive than the D&D games, the tabletop RPG games, the medieval ones. Especially because you only needed D10s, dice that had 10 faces for...
Come here, my pet.
Oh no.
Resist. Submit.
I'm actually going to skip the dialogue and I'm going to load again so you can hear. I wasn't expecting a mind flare here. So as I was saying, D10s, so only one type of dice, right? So that's way less expensive than buying all the different types that you need to play D&D, right?
Stop. Come here, my pet. Do not resist. Submit. Your will is my will. Your thoughts are like water to me. Ah, Jerk. Yes. Come to me. I am your friend and master.
No, don't go.
Jarek has given you a new task. To serve me. A strong mind. I cannot control this animal. Kill it.
Okay, that is bad. That is horrible. Alright, so we have to deal with the Illithid here. Alright, so we can't get too close, but he's going to come after us, naturally. Okay, this is going to be a nightmare. Come on, come on. Or not. He doesn't have a whole lot of HP, or she. I have no idea. Oh, that was terrible. But the damage is brutal. Okay, this is getting problematic here. Ooh, there you go. So we recovered the brazier of eternal flame, a bronze bowl, a bronze bowl inlaid with jacinth runes from the body of this lady or this guy. It should be returned to Jarek in Baldur's Gate. There you go. So as I suspected, the Illithid wasn't going to be strong, but his annoying skills would be a pain in the ass. Oh, I thought there was going to be like at least one chest. Oh, come on. Really? Not one? Come on, where's the loot, man? Yeah? Whatever mysterious force that held the cell door closed, has seemingly disappeared. The door swings open freely, as if never locked. Yeah, so just one. Dragon Spear Castle. There you go. That was so random. I wasn't expecting an illithid here. Another one of the old classics. All of these games that has at least one. So let's give this fella the amulet. Come on.
Greetings.
So,
It returns. But alas, not with the priest who once carried it. Here, I ask that you take this as a reward. May Tempest be with you.
okay, thank you, I guess. Remarkable flashing battle axe. Probably not gonna help me. So we can recall.
Welcome back. I receive new shipments frequently, so if you don't see something here now, check
Yeah,
back from time to
doesn't
time.
help us a lot. Oh, but the combination is actually interesting. It has improved critical and combat reflexes, which is basically what we have
Need
here,
weapons or
just
armor
spread
to
into different
protect
weapons.
you from someone else's, you've come to the right place.
The max rank is 10, meaning that if I have 5 of each here, it should be enough. So there's no point in like having 2 weapons with improved critical and combat reflexes maxed out. It's pointless. Oh, amethyst. First time I've seen this one. Probably the next chapter is going to be available in the shop. I don't know what it does to the equipment. I have to check. Yeah, that's it. So let's see what Jarek has to say. This is probably going to take us to the next chapter, I'm guessing. Or maybe we have like a final quest. So let's see. Yeah, let's save in case there's like a choice.
The priests of Tempest must have been sad to see you leave the halls of Dragonspear Castle. You recovered the brazier of eternal flame? Good. Here, your reward.
Thank you. Could have been more. Okay, at least I got a level. So my thanks, was that all of the artifacts?
That is all, yes. Though it need not be the end of our partnership. I have many things to speak of with you, adventurer. Important things, but now is neither the time nor place. Meet me in Omduil's Manor here in the city. We'll speak again there.
Alright, there you go. Let's see what the villains are cooking up here.
The Harpers work quickly, my lord. Already they have acquired 4 suitable elemental keys, though the Zentarum still hound them mercilessly.
Everything is falling into place so neatly. A little too neatly, perhaps. But I won't complain further. Zenhest,
Yes, my lord.
inform our allies in the east of our progress, and prepare to activate the Onyx Heart. Soon, the Western Heartlands will know a true king.
That was a weird transition there. Alright. So I'm just checking to see if we got a new skill or something. Sunder. Oh, that's actually decent. I'll think about this one later. Okay, so one in death blow, one in dodge, one in death blow, one in dodge. There you go. So we completed both death blow and dodge. So now we have to start thinking about our next skills here. So we got 70 armor now. That's pretty good. So let's see if we have some upgrades in the equipment here.
Welcome back.
Yes.
My shop carries the finest armor and weapons. The work
Let's see the
of
weapons.
Master craftsmen
Superior.
as well.
Ooh, +4.
Imports from
That's very
Rockford
impressive.
and Arm.
Remarkable. That's a good one. Superior, superior. Oh, that one's amazing. We can totally make a good enchanted weapon with this one.
I receive new shipments frequently.
Cleaving.
So if you don't see
I don't even know what
something here,
cleave does,
check back from time to time.
but I don't have cleave as a skill, so I don't think there's a point. Morning Star. Vile Staff. Okay. Oh, the plates. There you go. That's what I want.
You'll find no other merchant with quality and prices.
Grand
to match
Chainmail.
mine. I've been supplying brave adventurers for over a decade.
That's a good one for enchanting later. Actually, that's weird, but I don't think we got an upgrade here. Maybe just the armor? Meaning the body armor. So, 28, 6, and 6.
Welcome. If you need weapons or armor to protect you from someone else's, you've come
So
to the right
21,
place.
28, so yeah. 8 is the boots. So yeah, this helmet reflect 5% damage. Cool. So let's get the helmet.
Receive new shipments frequently.
Let's get
So
the
if you
28
don't see something
chainmail.
here now, check back from time to time.
Yeah, the rest didn't improve. +2 strength and 2 intelligence. 35,000, Jesus. 3 charisma, decent.
My shop carries
And yeah, we have
the finest
amethysts
armor
now.
weapons. The work of local
I just don't know what they do.
as well.
So let's equip our new items here. Yeah, we look the same, but the armor went up substantially.
Welcome back. You'll find no other merchant with quality
So we'll
and
see if
prices
I start
to
needing, if I need to actually start now to enchant my stuff, or if we are still good. Luckily, we have a lot of these runes of many types here. Not runes, gems. So as I always do, since we started a new chapter, I'm going to just walk around to see if I can find some side quests. I know he's not here anymore. And yeah, no reason to enter.
I shouldn't do that here.
So I'm going to talk to everybody here first, just to see. Probably not. Maybe someone has like an extra quest. Good old tavern. Maybe Randala has something. No. Yeah, she never has anything. Oh, she does have a quest.
I've heard little.
Yeah, since the beginning of the game, this lady hasn't given us anything. Cool.
Dorn, it's with good timing that you return. Word of your deeds has reached even the keepers of the Reaching Woods, well east of here. The druid Alana seeks your help. I've marked the location of her home on your map.
My thanks. Oh, so that's the extra quest that the barbarian gets, that I talked about before in this playthrough. So we don't have a NPC that we can like give money to. So the NPC can like give us extra XP for investing in the cause, you know. But as a barbarian, we do have an extra character that gives us some quests. So that should be this lady. Finally, I knew eventually we were going to reach this place. So let's see.
Good, you've arrived. You know Omduil, yes? I have many things to tell you. Secret, dangerous things. But first, you must know. Randala, Omduil, and I are members of the Harpers. A group whose members have dedicated their lives to the safety of the realms and its people. We seek men and women of courage to band with us to protect the realms when the realms cannot protect themselves. This is why we approached and hired you. Now,
Alright.
before you understand why I sought these 4 artifacts, you must understand the threat of the Onyx Tower.
So the Onyx Tower, Eldrith's tower, the one that crumbled when the 3 heroes destroyed her.
Correct. The tower is, in truth, a massive gate. A construct with the ability to move itself anywhere in Faerun with each new moon. In addition, onyx keystones fashioned in the tower's forges may be used to construct smaller shadow portals, pairs of magical gates which link to one another outside of the tower.
See?
Eldrith the Betrayer, seeking vengeance, intended to use the portals to move troops into Baldur's Gate. Now, the Zentara mean to use the tower to expand the reach of their black network.
Oh.
With the tower and its shadow portals in their hands, their forces will be able to move anywhere unhindered. This cannot be allowed. It is why we must take the Onyx Tower for ourselves and either seal or destroy it.
But wasn't the tower destroyed?
The Onyx Tower's form on the material plane, our world, is a sort of illusion. Its true shape spans other realities. The elemental planes, which make up our world, and the plane of shadow.
Oh.
The tower can be brought back, but the Harpers, rather than the Zentara, must hold it. We must travel to each of the elemental planes and reactivate the tower's 4 elemental foundations. The 4 artifacts you recovered can do so.
I see.
Only then will we be able to enter the tower's core through the plane of shadow and claim it for our own. Will you help us, adventurer? The cause is noble, the rewards staggering, and the tale one of legends.
So, yeah?
Excellent. I knew you would not disappoint me. Now, Omduil's magic can transport you to any of the 4 elemental planes. Which, though, will you enter first?
I'm gonna go to the water plane first because I have a fiery weapon, so let's do the ones that I know that I can before. Or I can go to the earth plane too, I think. Let's go to the earth first.
Very well. May fortune follow you, adventurer. Farewell.
So I remember nothing about the elemental planes. I just remember that there was a section in the game, which is this one, that would send us there. But I have no idea.
The elemental plane of Earth is a dark and dangerous place. Even with the magic of the nearby Earth Foundation creating oxygen in pockets in the otherwise solid stone and soil. Are you prepared to go?
Not yet. So I'm going to end this episode right here. So in the next episode we are going to start. Actually, I am going to not end this episode right here. I'm gonna go meet the lady first, or at least go to the place where the lady is, the druid. I'm going to do my side quests first so I can get my bonus
I
XP.
shouldn't do that here.
So then we are going to proceed to the elemental planes. I'm trying to remember anything at all about any of the planes, and I can't remember a thing. Not an enemy, not a spot, not a map, nothing. Oh, and you can already go to Skull Gorge 2 and Sharp Teeth 2. So we are definitely going to make a few trips to some different places here first. So there's the lady here, Alana the druid. it's actually a pretty big place. Oh, the reaching woods. So there's like a specific area for us. That's pretty good. Oh, sorry. Here. Okay, so in the next episode, we have a bunch of stuff lined up before we can go to the elemental plates. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.